What I would like to do now is to provide a brief review of the metric system. As I said in class, the metric system is amazing because it makes perfect sense and it's the same for everything. So the basics of when you're working with small things, things that we can imagine easily on an everyday scale, we have these for our units. And this is an acronym or I don't know what the Englishy term for it is, but it's a little memory device I use, which is King Henry doesn't mind drinking chocolate milk, to remember what letters go where. Okay? King Henry doesn't mind drinking chocolate milk. So K stands for kilo, H for hecta, D for deca, M for the metric unit, whatever that is. It could be anything, meters, liters, grams, newtons, it could be joules, it could be volts, it could be electron volts, it could be any possible metric unit. Alright? D is for deci, C is for centi, and M is for milli. Oops. Alright? I think I put too many L's in milli, but oh well. So this is the basics of what it is. So the way you can calculate this, there's a couple ways. You can remember that in 1 kilo there are 1,000 metric units. Alright? Again, that metric unit, a metric unit can be a gram, a meter, a liter, any metric unit. Okay, so in a kilo there's 1,000 metric units. In 1 metric unit there is 100 centimeters or 1,000 millimeters. So that's one way to remember it. Or you can do the slide method, and I think this is the easier method to use. So you do King Henry doesn't mind drinking chocolate milk, and then let's say you wanted to convert from 75 meters into kilometers. Okay? So you want to go from the metric unit. Anytime the letter is by itself, it means you start at the metric unit, the middle M, and you're going to go to K, because that's where you're wanting to end up. You start on the right side and you end on the right side. 1, 2, 3, and that's how far you move the decimal place and the direction you move the decimal place. So we start here, and we go 1, 2, 3. Where that little lump is that didn't have any number in it, you plug in a 0. So we get 0.075 kilometers. Alright? So that's one example. Alright, let's do another one real quick. King Henry doesn't mind drinking chocolate milk. Alright, so let's try it for, let's go from 43 milligrams to grams. Okay, 43 milligrams to grams. So I start on the right side of the milli, and I'm going to go to the right side of the metric unit, because a gram is a metric unit. And I'm going to count over 1, 2, 3. Alright, 1, 2, 3, dot, 0. So I would get 0.043 grams. Okay? What if you're moving the other way, though? Alright, so what if we want to do 0.65, here, let me go back. 0.65 kilometers, and I want to get that into centimeters for some reason. Alright? So what do? I'll start at the K. So King Henry doesn't mind drinking chocolate milk. I start at the K, and I'm going to go to the C. So I've got to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spots. So I start at, write down 65. I'm starting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I plug in zeros where it is. So 0.65 kilometers is 65,000 centimeters. Alright? So that's how you do metric. What about if you're trying to get outside of the metric system? What if you're trying to get from English system to the metric system or vice versa? Well, the two common ways to get there are 2.5, or the two ways to get there are these two conversions. 2.454 centimeters equals 1 inch, and 2.2 pounds equals 1 kilogram. If you have these, you can get anywhere in the distance metric system or English system with the first one, and anywhere in the mass with the second one. So let's just do an example of each one. So what if I'm trying to get from, say, 180 inches into some number of meters, okay? I have to go from 180 inches to meters. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go 180 inches, and then 1 inch has 2.54 centimeters in it, and then there are 100 centimeters in 1 meter. And then I'm going to multiply across the top and divide by the bottom. We would get 4.57 feet, rather meters, 4.57 meters. So if we go from 180 inches equals blank meters, we would have to go 180 inches. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. 100 centimeters are 1 meter. So you do 180 times 2.54 divided by 100, and that gives you 4.57 meters. Now what if you needed to get from, say, 6 kilograms to ounces somehow or another? All right? Well, the conversion is this. You would do 6 kilograms, and then there are, in 1 kilogram, 2.2 pounds. And then in 1 pound, there are 16 ounces. Okay? So the pounds cancel, kilograms cancel, and you would just multiply 6 times 2.2 times 16. Okay? And that would give you 211 ounces. Okay? So that's how you can convert from the English system to the metric system and vice versa. All right, so hopefully that is a good reminder on how to do the metric system and the conversions.